Well, here we are again, FA County Youth Cup action, and Cornwall have done it somehow. Glynn Hooper, just tell us a little bit about this win.
Yeah, I thought we played well first 20 minutes, got the goal. They then changed their system to deal with. They were struggling with Jack, Gilby and George in the middle of the park, and they sort of matched up. And then we struggled with their 10 and 8 running off us, and we talked about that at half-time and just said to the players in the huddle afterwards, that's why we do it, is that if you can give a little bit of information and players are able to take that on board. And I think if you'll see from the second half, we dominated the second half. Their keeper made half a dozen outstanding saves, and I don't remember them having too many opportunities. So after the trials and tribulations of the past week, an 11-hour coach journey yesterday, and a private car for Max Gilbert, it's going to be a nice journey home this evening.
Alan, Yendell, you couldn't have had a better start though.
Yeah, we kind of something we focused on this year is to try and get the boys to start, that little bit quicker and off the front foot. Is something we spoke about with the lads, and we feel if we play our game, if we focus on what we're good at, I think we're a very, very good team. I was really proud of the lads, the way they managed themselves and each other. I think there's a bit more of an expectation on these young lads now. I think they've put their name on the map after last year, and we want to help them push on. But like Hoop says, I just think it's a credit to them because they listen, they take on board little things. We're trying to help them become better players and better people, and I think they just thoroughly deserved the win. But I think the performance was more pleasing, considering everything we went through yesterday and the coming away. I think we're nearer France than Cornwall at the moment.
Everyone seemed a bit quiet on the coach when we arrived here. I don't think you wanted to get off, but all of a sudden, you got into the game and what's it feel like to be representing your county and winning against Kent, population far bigger than Cornwall?
Oh, it's a great privilege to play for your county. Obviously, loads of boys have trialled and just lucky to get through to this stage, and all the boys I know love and enjoy playing for the county every time they show up.
But that goal, just tell us about it again, because it was special. I mean, it turned the match. It just needed that little bit of impetus to get to win on the board. I suggested it was time you had a shot and put it in the corner. Yeah. It's similar to the game down at Helston against Devon when you scored, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was pretty similar. Left foot, probably about the same distance. It's just come out to me. I've taken my touch, knocked it onto my left, and then struck it right through it, and it's hit the top right. So
we did actually stay up here on the gantry. The first half, you had a couple of efforts. You didn't quite connect with.
The first few shots were a bit in too close into my feet when I struck them, so they weren't the best connections. Keeper's made a decent save for the first two, but he couldn't stop that one.
Lots of energy from you. How did you do it?
I don't know, the trip was tiring enough, so just coming out and running like that, you just do it for your county.
What on earth did you say at half-time though? Because the lads just needed to get G'd up a little bit more, didn't they?
Yeah, there's lots you can always say to the lads, but I think Hoops and I have a mindset of just trying to prioritise what needs to be said and not overload too much with them. So I spoke about a couple of things just individually they could do that might give them a little bit of a chance, a little bit of an edge, and then Hoops spoke about some of the tactics that we needed to address to kind of stop their influential players that started to come into the game a little bit more, and to really start to exploit our strengths and to kind of utilise that. And they just they're so willing to listen, and they're so willing to go out and trust each other and what we say, and they just nailed it in the second half. I thought it was just such a mature, well-managed second half performance, and like Hoop says, I don't think Kent had any answers for us, and I just think we looked in control, even at the end there when we just saw the game out, which was is a credit to them and them taking everything on board really.
What's this private car for Gilby?
Well, Gilby was on trial in Cardiff, and he couldn't quite get to the train station in time to then meet the coach. So the only way to get him here was to set a car off going slightly later and pick him up at Taunton, and then follow the coach up, which we managed to do, and he's repaid that today with a third goal, which finished the game off. But no, as the lads have said here, great result for us again. We now look forward to another away tie and we'll get ourselves well prepared for that one.